Yeah, I'll give it a minute. Waiting on my honey. Okay. Wow. That is my bear claw. That is very important to me. It's stays pretty close. Now it's making a mess, so I'm gonna clean that up real quick. First, I'm gonna show what I'm working on. Lavender's gonna be up here, and I haven't quite decided what I'm putting down here. I'm gonna turn on the light to get a little more light up in here.
Hey, are you live
Yes.
on YouTube?
Yes. Hi, Justine. How are you?
Okay.
I'm going to turn on the light, and then we'll get started. There we go. I'm not trying to make everybody blind or not be able to see. I'm glad you're doing good. Okay, so this is what I'm working on. It's an herb board. And this is sage, what sage looks like when it's growing. Obviously it's painted, so, and that's chamomile. I'm trying to show that it's apparently difficult for me at the moment, but yeah, it's gonna be lavender up here. I was starting to set the flowers, and I'm not 100% sure, like I said, what I'm doing down there, so we're going over what I was doing. This is what it looks like, and it's gonna have a hanger on it, and that way it could be hung on someone's wall. A lot of times, obviously I have a garden. I love plants, so they are a big deal to me, and I do like to paint them. I've done a few paintings this week. I also organized my, well, it's to keep them from getting messed with or anything. Thank you. I'm throwing things apparently and actually just clumsy, I guess. But yeah, I love flowers too. So, yeah, if you haven't actually seen everything, this is what I've set up. Keep everything nice and protected. And my earrings sit against that wall. So, this is where I have all the created stuff right now, other than my dream catchers, which are in a bag on top to keep them safe, the ones that are already done. But I've had a really strange day today, so I'm sorry if I seem a little odd or a little flustered. Now, I'm going to... This board got really damaged, and the only way that I'm going to be able to fix it is I'm going to paint over the whole thing. I do think I'm going to dedicate this one to seahorses, so it's kind of frustrating. Thank you. To seahorses, I want to, I'm going to try not to cover up the seahorse, but I think I'm going to do it a little more of pop of blue, maybe a deeper blue. And as you can see, This was one of the ones that got messed up. So we're going to fix the mess up before I seal it. See, something had to have gouged it pretty good because that was sealed to begin with. But that's okay. We can fix it. And I'm going to make sure when I seal it next time, it's sealed like nobody's business. That way it stays good, and the only way that it'll be able to be damaged then is if somebody purposely did it, which I hope nobody buys something and then purposely destroy it. That would be weird. But anyhow, so that's what I'm going to be working on. And I actually forgot I had something, and I'm going to show y'all a very awesome organizing tool that I happen to love these things very much. I know y'all have seen them in some of the videos because they're bead holders. If I can get it out of the box. Can I get an assistance, baby? A little assistance?
What you need, love?
I'm trying to wrestle with the box. I'm glad you enjoyed my art. I appreciate that. I like creating.
Ah!
Mm.
It's upside down.
Oh, that would explain a few things. Everything's always upside down in my world. It just doesn't want to come out. I think that's why I left it in the box before, because I was like, I don't need it right now, and I need assistance getting it out of the box. I got 1 billion of these things out the boxes already before.
Okay.
So anyways, this one's with the, it's just handy here. This one is a triple. It's, wielding a big, you see those?
Take one off.
They are very awesome. I am. I was just trying to show the whole thing. It says art dot on it. These are super cool. And when you, work with a lot of beads, they come in handy. But this is what's in them. There are 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. There are 32 of these cool little cylinders. That sit in this thing. And trust me, I have the beads to fill this thing and still need more. But it was up for months because I went to start painting the shop, and then it got too hot for me to be in the shop. And I was like, I'll wait till the fall. It gave me, when it started cooling off, just took the last few summer months off. So I wouldn't give myself heat stroke being in the South and all. But yeah, these are super cool, and like I said, they are from a company called Art Dot, although that was backwards. ARTDOT. Very simple to look at. They are very handy if you're looking for something like that. I personally, obviously, am not being, I don't have anybody sponsor me, but I do love those products, and these are really awesome, and they can slide, and you can change the organization of them. They have a lock slide on the side and on the bottom. Those, they lock right into each other. So, pulling another one off so I can do it. It doesn't want to come. It's like, no, I'm gonna make you work even harder. So anyways, Let's see if I can do this in the air. What you have, and where the centerpiece is, it goes, half of them have a risen center, and then they have a, oh no, the top has the, okay, we're gonna do this. The top part has the inverted side, and the bottom of the boxes have the, my brain just went left, the extroverted side. No, that's not right. It has the part that goes out. Anyways, apparently today I've lost my words, so we're gonna hold on a minute. Let's see if I can do this. Okay, yep, it was not hard. And see, they hold each other pretty well. And then they just slide on. And when they hit back, they don't let go. So, they're really cool. Sorry, my brain decided it did not want to function for a minute. I've had one of those days. So anyways, these I use for my beads. And they are quite spectacular, especially using smaller beads. I use a lot of boxes, but you find with seed beads and small beads like that, the boxes sometimes can wreak havoc. I think I can show you this too. We're going to find out. We're going to be nice. Right, beads? We're going to be nice. I'm going to, okay. Yep, there it is. It's the fun part. Beads are heavy. That's for sure. Okay, this is why these these particular arts finding things are so awesome. I'm going to show you my plate. You see this? So yeah. So these right here turn this into that. Except for hopefully I won't splatter paint all over these ones. And I'll get the paint off of those ones eventually. But yeah. So every time I'm hunting for my beads, I will look for like the seed beads and stuff because I use them when I'm doing the bead weaving. And I just go hunting and hunting and hunting for everything. That reminds me, this is to my son's dream catcher. I have to get it and put it back on the hanger thing I made for him. But he chose the beads in this one. These are bone beads with glass beads. And he really liked these colors. So that's his. Okay, so yeah. This These are cool and all, but I'll tell you what happens. These get dropped, they get broken, or you twist a little too much one way and you crack them. These ones, as you can see, it's about time I change these out anyways. I'll probably end up moving these into those and then cleaning this as much as I can and painting the bottoms so my son can put his beetle carcasses in them, because he likes collecting shiny beetles that are, you know, just the shells. Now, there was an incident with a live beetle in my house, and my daughter, my assistant kid, who is right now keeping her brother from running in here right now, she brought a beetle in. It was really cool, and he didn't have one like it. You thought it was not alive, and it turned out it has these shutters, and over its eyes, and it created quite an exciting moment apparently. So we had to put a new rule in to make sure they're not still living. And this time of year, you find a lot of the carcasses that are just mostly exoskeleton, because the rest of them usually dissolve pretty good. I wanted to find him a cicada, but I didn't. But he's always looking for something to put his beetles in. So I think once I empty this stack into those, we're going to clean this one for him. Hopefully he'll like it. Oh. Yep. I think I've painted my face. I think I have a little shadow under my nose, and I had a little bit on my lip from wiping my face with paint on my hands. Oh, that's always fun. You gotta love painting. There are times I end up with paint all over my face, and I won't even realize it. And my honey has to tell me. And I'm like, well, thank you for catching that. I lost, okay, no I didn't. This is my little rag that I was using to clean up paint and stuff. Let's see if I can find a spot. Let's see. Because I do not run around with paint on my face. Although, maybe I'm just wrong. Maybe it's just a really dark shadow. Okay, so it might be. I don't know. I don't even know. I'm not going to stress it. If I got paint on my face, it won't be the first time. Just kind of go with the flow. Okay, so I know I showed you these. Where is it? Oh yeah, something happened, so I have to retouch the top of this because there is gold paint splattered all over the top, which means I had a small fry who was trying to create art, which I'm all for, just not on my work. And he knows that. If he comes up to me and says, hey mommy, I'd like to do this, that, or the other, I'm all for it. I love my little chicken nugget wanting to do art. Art is very positive. Art does a lot of good for you, both mentally and stress-wise. It gives you a chance to, you know, just explore and express yourself. So, always yay for the arts. I also Now remember where I put all my crystals that were, these will go into those too. Because these little things are cool. I'm throwing little purple beads everywhere. I'm not sure. Oh, I see where they were. Okay, this is exactly why I needed something. You see that? This is what happens to those. But I like little containers like these. They tend to be way more sturdy than the stacks. All the stacks, when you first get them, I mean, they last. They lasted like 10 years, so I guess that's pretty good. So anyways, yeah, that's what those super cool little containers are for. Ooh, that's a workout. And this is how I keep my pens. I definitely, this was the best organization I have found for myself because I can legit see what I'm grabbing at. And there's no fumbling for a pen. So, that also is just one of those containers without the lid, just neatly set. Now, I will tell you, there are a few tricks to the trade. If you want to section one of these, you can take, like cardboard and make little separators to segment the box. That's a really, really easy task. You just want to make sure you measure out properly, obviously. And if you're like me, maybe glue on the outside or use a spray coat to just keep them from getting messed up. Just do something to make it a little stronger than it is, you know? So, we have, what we're trying to do in my office is make it to where I can see everything so I can work more efficiently. And we are shy one human in our house. My 17-year-old has left. It was his choice. And I hope he finds what he needs to find. I mean, obviously, if I could have, I would have kept him home, but just at the age where, you know, unfortunately, you can't make them stay. And if I did try, it would have just caused more problems. I was just trying to keep him safe. But, you know, sometimes even if we know what's best for somebody, they don't always listen. You have to trust that maybe they know a little something, even if they're mad at you. I mean, it happens. But, oh, another cool thing about these. I have a bunch of these. Don't know where my open one is right now, so, oh well. I'll have the two open ones then. They open easy. These are the most awesome. I only use one for my beads. Obviously, it's not like you need 1,000,003,000, but let's see. You open the container, And you see how well that fits in and it doesn't budge. Oh my, I am so sorry. I know how that feels. In October, 3 days before Halloween, which is my birthday, I lost my girl, so I'm really sorry for your loss. I know how important our beings are to us. So yes, it's really cool. These are the backs to the earrings, and I guess I'm going to show with these because they're right here. So, say you just get a fresh bag of something and you're trying to organize it. You just make sure they all come out. Don't do what I just did, because apparently I poured too many rubber things in a rubber thing. The beads come out easy. But these are rubber backings to earrings, so they're not wanting. They got kind of stuck. Maybe I should have grabbed another bag, maybe of crystals or something. But it normally works easier than that. Oh, I see why it was having trouble. I had to push the bottom all the way out. I had a little bit of a thin thing covering half of it. But anyhow, they just sit in there and put the lid back on. They do come with labels. If you don't know what you're looking at, you can put the labels on. Now what I need to do is I need to figure out what seed beads I have, because they're done by numbers and letters. And then I need to fix that, because I have a bunch of seed beads that eventually I'm going to need to replace. And if I don't know what I'm replacing, then I'm going to be like, baby, we need a lot of money, because I'm just going to have to. Thank you. She was thrown over our fence last spring, not the one that just passed, and I got really attached to her. Her name was Serby, and she was a big baby. She was about 9 months when she passed, and she was the size of a medium dog, like full-grown dog, but you knew she was a puppy. And she let curl up on my bed and just hang out with me when I wasn't feeling good. Like when my immune system was having trouble, she would just come lay with me. You know, they do special things like that. That's why we get attached to them. They say dogs are man's best friend, and I'm always like, nah, I love my dogs. I'm definitely not a man, but I love my dogs. They're just humans' best friends. Nothing better than a good dog. So I definitely can feel you on that one. We did end up with another dog that got lost. She's a black collie, and we still have her. Nobody came and got her, and she showed up in this last spring. So I'm like, it's insane. I do. And I know she is. I mean, you have to know they are, and you know, I guess she's with my parents. I'm sorry about your dog, because I do know how attached we get, and they are such sweet beings. It's hard not to get attached. So, yeah, we ended up with a female dog coming up. Kids love her. Her name's Luna. She's apparently my husband's buddy. Luna. Luna. I tried to show her the other day. This is Luna. She was the unusual rescue. And a few days after I got back with the chickens, she actually saved two of their lives. One of them passed away by a snake hitting them. But she saved two of their lives, so we're like, nope, she's our lucky charm. Although she still tries to get in with the chicken, she wants to play. I mean, you keep trying to explain to her, she's a herding animal, and they're not hurting critters. I'm gonna flap around and eat. You just need to leave me alone, critters. Although, my chickens are very friendly to my daughter. She is a pretty little thing. I think she's probably about 3 or 4 with her behavior, because she has energy, but she's not nearly as puppy energized, just for no reason. If you take her on a walk and if you start playing, she'll get energy, but she's also like, no, I'm gonna lay down now. I mean, that's where she went. She's like literally at my husband's feet. That's her buddy. But if I'm in my bed and I'm in my bed alone, she will try to climb in my bed. Unfortunately, when she tries to climb in my bed, she goes into protective mode. She usually knows if I'm in bed by myself, it's because I'm not feeling good. And she'll want to climb right on top of me and like lick me and I'm like, girl, this is not fun for me. Go play with Alex. Oh, I mean, you go play with the kids, we're good. Go say hi to my husband. You know darn well if you go put your adorable face in his lap, you're going to get love. But every night before I go to sleep, I have to pet her for a good 20 minutes and tell her she's a good girl. She likes it when you tell her she's a good girl. But yeah, that's pretty much... I like buying tube beads. We are going to do a little bit of that because I have the cutest... Unfortunately, I don't know where to get any more of these little tubes. But they kind of reminded me of, the tubes you put blood in when you get blood taken from a doctor or something, like a test tube. And I was like, those would be really cool props for Halloween. Like I said, my birthday's Halloween. I like decorating and I like having fun. And we don't go trick-or-treating. I buy the candy. And me, my kids, and my husband, if he's here, we have fun. We do hand candy out to other little kids. But we listen to music and we dance around. And we grill something. We make something special. And sometimes I'm like, hey, my older kids, my youngest is online school, but my older kids, I'm like, if you want to invite somebody over, you can. It's safe, it's fun, and the kids enjoy it. But I got these on specifically to make like little Halloween props out of them. Try to bring some festivity and creepiness, because I want to do my carport up like a little haunted house. I thought that the little kids who come trick-or-treating, they'd have fun with that. And my kids, I'm sure they'd have fun too. See, that's exactly. A lot of people, I think, are starting to do that more. We don't have as many kids. I do know that the lady down the street has kind of a party for little kids. Her son is autistic, and she's really, really sweet. And I don't drink, but she offered me a shot on my birthday one year, a Jello shot, and I was like, oh, that's very sweet. I don't drink, though. She seen me in the store, and we were doing last-minute stuff the day before Halloween, and she said, you look like you could use a drink. I'm like, I'm like, thank you, but I don't drink. I think I, I like being sober. And I'm like, I don't, and I tell people, I'm not putting nobody down if they want to drink. I'm bad at it. I like being sober. I don't like feeling like I'm not in charge of my own mental and physical self. I've had people get offended at it. I'm like, you really shouldn't. I'm not saying anything about you. I'm not a judgy person. I'm just saying I don't drink. There's a big difference between I don't drink and oh, you shouldn't drink. Unless you shouldn't drink, then you probably, yeah, I might say something. But that's never out of judgment. That's out of love. Because if you're ill or there's something wrong or, whatever, you shouldn't drink. Most people know that. But there are some people who don't care. And I'm like, you're going to end up sick. Quite frankly, passing those drinks is probably a good idea. Passing on those drinks is probably a good idea. But, also being part Native American, I think that, well, I'm part Native American and part Irish, so yeah, part of my people apparently make the whiskey and just want to be careful. Besides that, I'm a mom of a small child, and I tell people all the time, you don't want to see what that's like. I would feel so guilty. I'd feel like I was being a bad mom and I could not function properly. I've always been a lightweight. So we just stay away from alcohol. Well, I do. Although I do cook with tequila and wine sometimes because they're really, really amazing for tenderizing meat and making really good sauces. You burn all the alcohol out. I make this really good sausage with, I actually use a pink Zinfandel. I used a barefoot pink Zinfandel with onions and peppers, and I put the Zinfandel. I put a cup of it in my pan, and I put the Italian sausages in there. I usually use sweet Italian sausages, and then I put a couple tablespoons of butter and let that simmer together. Then put the peppers and onions in there, and let me tell you something. It makes for an amazing sausage. The sausages are usually very juicy, very plump. You don't need to add a lot of extra stuff. I do put minced garlic in though. Like, usually the type you keep in your fridge, not the dehydrated stuff. Yes, they do. I will agree with you 100%. Sometimes people, especially if there's a lot drinking at the same time, it can get very chaotic, and it is just sometimes better just to. I have a lot of people who like to drink in my family when we get together, so they're mellow though, so I can handle my family. But younger people especially, it's like, slow down. Y'all haven't gotten there yet. So yeah, I can see where you're coming from too. I used to drink, I had my moments where I drank. It's just, I chose not to drink. And I think a lot of people think I'm judging them because I don't drink, and it's like, no. I can't judge nobody. I am flawed. And people don't understand that. I'm like, dude, I'm not counting nobody else's flaws. I have enough of my own, thank you, It's like you can't run around just pointing the finger at everybody. It's like, there's a reason why they say when you point your finger at somebody, there are 3 pointing back at you. I tell my kids that too when they start doing that. I remind them, I'm like, honesty is just the best policy. And worrying about what you're doing, not what everybody else is doing, that's a good way to be. I mean, I don't know. I like people. I'm not going to sit there and down anybody. It's just not me. I think more people should probably just love and judge less. This is one of my cheap fine points. Now, I got like 100 of these for $2. And then have a wedge brush. This is the only one that I've used a lot. And as you can see, the stick is covered in all kind of color paint. This is one of my favorite paint brushes though for doing big spaces. It's the weight's it's not heavy on the end or anything. So this is either says Artify or Artif V. It's an 18 anyways. I think it's Artify. My husband got it for me one Christmas a few years back with some of my favorite liners. And then this one's wet. I just got done with it. It's kind of a bushy one. I couldn't tell you what size it is anymore because the painted thing. It's one of my older ones. But as you can see, the tip's still in good condition, so it's a keeper. Let's see. I'm gonna show me knocking down things. No, I didn't show me knocking down things on my desk, but it did just. These are some of my favorite precision fine paintbrushes. Now, these came up missing for a few weeks, and that made me sad. But I think I need to clean these off a little bit. But they're such nice liners. And as you can see, I haven't used this one in a while, so before I use it, actually this one, there is a little soap in, because what I'll do is I'll rinse it out, and then it'll behave when I'm painting, and these will go down. I don't leave a lot of soap, but just towards the top, you just leave a little bit of the soap in. And it has this beautiful rest, so you can have better control with it. And I have hand issues, so obviously anything that's gonna be more ergonomic, it's gonna make my hand cramp less, so I'm able to work better. So these are absolutely, my husband got me these too. And I mean, look at that bad boy. This thing does not like go completely bendy, so it works beautifully, and I rather enjoy them. I know somebody who passed from drinking and driving. It was one of my older brothers. I have 6 brothers. It was one of my older brothers' best friends. And I was like 8 years old when it happened, and it was a drunk driver. So my heart goes out to your family, especially your brother. I mean, and to lose a friend like that, to lose anybody you care about like that is not okay. I wish people would stop thinking about themselves sometimes and thinking about what their actions can do to other people, because we'd have less fatalities to drunk driving that way. Um, so yeah, my heart definitely goes out to you and your family. That is a very, very sad occasion. That is not okay. I wish people would stop doing that. I also have a problem with people who text and drive too. I actually ended up with hip dysplasia because of it. I'm disabled. I don't get disability. My art's how I try to make money. Um, they I've been disabled most of my life, so when it came to it, I'm like, no. My dad was like, Kathleen, she says she don't want it. She can make her own way, and I believe her. So, we're still working on it. I mean, I did successfully before, so. It seems like we have a lot in common. But yeah, so texting, if I see somebody texting and driving because I got hip dysplasia, which I used to love to dance. I still love to dance, it just don't love me. If I go get up to dance to one song, I end up stuck for a while, and I'm like, sometimes it's so worth it. But with a 7-year-old who wants you a lot and wants to explore and wants to talk to you, looking at him and saying, Mommy, don't feel good right now, honey, I'm sorry. It makes you feel like you're being a bad mom. I'm telling, oh gosh. And I'm like, I tell people all the time, no, you are totally valid, and I promise you, your kids adore you. When other moms who have issues get upset because they can't exactly do everything anymore. And I'm like, tell everybody else they're okay. I'm always my worst critic, though. I should be my worst critic, but I'm pretty sure there are a few people who dislike me, and they're just going to have to get over it, because I can't stop my world for people being hateful people. I've got to continue on and try to, do my thing and make people happy and succeed in life. Make my parents proud. Oh, today didn't feel so strong, but I was like, I forgot yesterday was Wednesday, and I was like, I didn't do it live. I'm gonna do it today. Um, Ended up in court with my son, my older son, and he does not have to come home. Matter of fact, I was told that if he comes back, not to let him in. I have a moth dancing on my boxes. It flew in the window. Hold on. It's like trying to climb under everything. My window's open. I actually like moths, but that one looks a little freaked out. I'm not messing with it. It'll chill. It'll fly back out, I'm sure. Either that or the cats are going to get a high protein snack, which is nature, so there's that. I'm waiting for the day I can just hug my son again, but he's going through some stuff, so. And he needed an enemy, so I'm his enemy right now. Do you like moths? I like moths. I like a lot of moths, especially lunar moths. They're so pretty. Huge and green. I love them. I don't see them very often anymore, but they are my favorites. But yeah, I like the little tubes these come in. These are pretty sturdy. When you buy the beads from like Walmart, they're the mainstay. They're actually not bad quality. Um, but normally if I get beads in a tube like that, they're like this. And one of them nope. You would know it. All the banging and changing boxes. Every single one of their thing came off, but I can't remember where I got these ones from. I had them for a while. But soon enough, I'll be using them. Got to talk to one of my nieces earlier. Her biological mother's grandmother passed away, and she ended up with both of her siblings, her younger siblings, and she's taken on the mother role. Her mom is not capable of taking care of her kids, so my niece took on her brother and sister, and I'm super, super proud of her. She's an amazing young lady. And she's also super talented. One day I'm hoping I can get her on here so she can show some of her work. She's a nail artist, and she's just beautiful work. I'm so proud of her. But she's a very special young lady. Okay. I lost what I was gonna show next. It happens sometimes. David, can you come here real quick? Pretty, please. My husband's the one who keeps a check on everything for me. But I just noticed something really strange on my shelf.
Yes.
There's something that doesn't belong. Just look and tell me what it is. Nope. Shelf under. You don't see it?
See what?
The ramen.
Yeah, it's your ramen.
It doesn't go there.
Okay.
Did you put it there?
Yes.
My husband stuck ramen he specifically got for me. She's actually okay. And I'm very proud of her because she has been through a lot of loss. I mean, we lost my mom in January, so it's been a crazy year. So I talk to her sometimes. So, like I said, she's worked her butt off to get where she is, and I'm super proud of her. And I'm hoping one day that she'll grace me with her. Maybe I'll talk her into doing a live with me on YouTube. You know, just kind of calling in and talk to her about her work in her, you know, in a place where she can show what she does.
Alex.
Mama.
Hi, Pumpkin.
What are you doing?
I'm doing a live.
I want to be on it.
You're too young and you can't actually make that decision for yourself.
Ouch. Feel better.
I'm sorry about that. I refuse to let my youngest on. And I think he thinks I'm being mean to him. But it is because he's only 7. And, you know, whoever can see these, I just try to keep him protected. So, he hates it. Because he's a ham. And I told him one day, I said, when you're 14, maybe. No, but one day, just not today. But I did tell him he couldn't do lives on his own when he was 14. He'd have to, you know, it would be probably be showing him. So, told him still 7 more years to go. He did not look too happy with that. But yeah, it's just a lot of things going on. And trying to get all of this organized, which means going over, cleaning all them shelves off. The top one I can fit my neck forms on. So that's cool, but I mean, I've got to fix my mint green one that has the blossoms on it. Somebody dropped it, and it ended up the paint chipping, and all I was glad there was nothing on it when it happened. So yeah, that's a good thing. Nothing got damaged but a little bit of paint, and I'm like, it didn't chip any of the flowers, so I'm like, we're cool. All I have to do is repaint the mint green, and then we're good to go. Well, I'll seal it after that in the place because that's why it chipped, is because the way I had it sealed. But it would have torn and got more damaged if I didn't have it sealed the way I had it sealed. So I guess it's a counter blessing that you remembered to do something that would make it work better. I keep forgetting. I will show you what I have in this box. I knew today I was going to do more show and tell than actual work. Can you see the smooth tip? And it's kind of flat. Okay. Let's see if I can do this today. I think I've tried this on a live before and just totally messed it up. It's a hair chopstick. So, you slide it down, lift your hair, pull it back because you don't want to stab yourself in the head. Okay, hold on. And you can put both in your hair or just one. I'm thinking I need to make a few that are a little shorter though. Oh, I love Thanksgiving. I love the fall, so kind of hand in hand, Thanksgiving and Easter are probably some of my favorite holidays. Because they're holidays, you know, you usually spend with your family. And it's not about getting or receiving or, you know, giving. It's about something different. And I'm a huge family person. So, if we're talking about fall, definitely Thanksgiving is one of my favorites. And I will cook everything for Thanksgiving in my family before Alex was born, before me and my honey got together. I lived very close to the rest of my blood family, and I would cook a whole Thanksgiving dinner. Then I'd bring it to my mom's house, and where she'd cook a whole Thanksgiving dinner, and then everybody else would cook a whole bunch of other food. And I will tell you this right now, my family's huge. And there were barely any food left over after any of that, because it's not just family. We tend to invite people to places. We don't know the meaning of, oh, you can't come, we don't have enough. Oh, we don't have enough, we'll figure it out. Nobody in my family's ever said we don't have enough to feed somebody. So any moment you get where you can celebrate or be near, it's a good day. And my mom's favorite was Easter. So I think my mom was a very, very, very spiritually Christian person. She wasn't all this, that, or the other. She's like, no. She's like, Jesus didn't judge. I'm not judging. So she taught us how to love. So I think I'll always love Easter because my mom just was such a bright person. She shined. So definitely. Yeah, Halloween. I enjoy Halloween for the fun and festivities of Halloween, but it's not the same as Thanksgiving or Easter. There's just nothing feels like that. But yeah. Thank you. I usually keep it up because it likes to go wild and crazy, and the longer it stays down, the curlier it gets. So a lot of times I just keep it pulled up. As you can see, I pull it back a lot. This is after straightening, and I'm like, this is as straight as it ever gets, and it'll start curling. But when I was younger, my ringlets would fall, and I always had one that sat here. So my mom used to actually tell me this poem. There was a little girl who had a little curl right in the middle of her forehead. When she was bad, she was very, very bad. No, when she was good, she was very, very good. But when she was bad, she was horrid. And I used to tell my mom, "Am I that bad?" She's like, "No." She said, "But you give me a run for my money when you're mad." I apparently had an opinion on everything when I was younger. So she used to pick on me, but she was like, it was me and my mom like that. We were like two peas in a pod most of the time. So if anybody could tease me about my temper, it was definitely my mom. Not that I think I have much of my temper left these days. Being a mom, you just get too tired. It's like you're constantly saying, can we stop bickering? Can we stop bickering? Can we stop bickering when your kids are in a bad mood? So if they take it out of you, you're like, no, we're not doing this. I'm hoping to be able to get into the flow and get things working a little more, and hopefully get more people to watch. That'd be nice. I'm also working on a TikTok, and I have like 510 more people to go before I can go live on there. Just trying to get my workout and stuff, so, and trying to build a community, I guess. I have a lot of plans for the future. I just am not quite sure where they're going to start, shuffling in, because it's been so chaotic. Like I said, though, with the last few weeks, and me not really going live, but maybe a few minutes last week here and there, I wanted to make sure I got on here, check on my peeps, see how everybody was doing, talk a little bit, and as always, definitely love seeing you, and definitely love our conversations. It's just gonna be one of those days, I guess, of trying to figure out how to get everything situated. Oh, that's not good. How bad was it? Because usually when people do that, it's a total accident. Although I've never actually known somebody to actually do it, but I've heard things about it before. Nair is not meant for the head. The moth is still bouncing around my desk. You know, the window's wide open, you. It's confused because there's no lights out there. There's supposed to be a light outside of my house on this side. But, no, on this side. I forget. It's reversed. Yeah, this side. Reversed. But this technically is not the side it's on for me. It's on this side of me. So, but anyways. But it'd be over there because that's where the carport is. There's supposed to be a light at the end. Did she find a cute wig? I think I would cry. Did she do it on purpose? Or was it an accident? Because I could not imagine doing that on purpose. But that's just me. My hair's never made me that mad, though. Now I'll tell you, I've known a few people who shave their heads, and they'd be like, it'll grow back. I'm like, did it traumatize you? You hear a lot of nightmare hair stories from people who've shaved their heads. I remember one of my friends, though, she cut her hair it just drove her nuts. And she was like, I guess 20 minutes after she did it, I found her pacing on my front porch. And I said, yes. I said, why didn't you not? She's like, I was trying to figure out if you were still up. I was like, she was like, I made a mistake. And she took her hat off. I was like, oh, wow. Okay. She was like, can you help me? I was like, I can try. She cut it so short. I was like, what do you want me to do? She says, just try to even it up. Like, I don't know if you know this. I might need a razor blade for that. I didn't shave her head. I actually got her hair pretty close to the same length. And she's like, that'll work. I'll just wear a hat for however long it took. And it took her about 6 months to grow this much hair back. Her hair grew so slow. And I was like, do me a favor. Don't do that again. Hey, if you do it on purpose, then, congratulations if it worked. Said, I couldn't imagine doing it to my head, but that's just me. To each their own. Even if I could not understand why somebody do it. Are those owls? No, it's like, yeah, I got it now. Sorry. I don't know why they look like owls to me for a minute. Oh, sorry. My shoulder is dry and it's peeling and it itches, and it's driving me crazy about now. I think I need to put some calamine or something on it to get it to stop itching. But just dry skin. Okay, let's see. Oh yeah, I've been on for an hour and 10 minutes. This is my longest live on YouTube yet. I am gonna probably go live again this weekend, with everything set up again. I've got, I just wanted to come on, have a conversation, show a few things today. Like I said, if you're ever interested in anything though, in learning anything, just let me know what you want to know, and definitely we'll do that. Yeah, I've never gotten them out enough to narrow shave my head. I'm with you on that. I like my hair on my head. It's a good place. And it keeps my head from, it protects it from the sun. And when it's cold, my head don't get nearly as cold as some. But anyways, okay, yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and end this live. If you want to, if you want next time for me to be very specific on something I show or talk about, let me know, and I'd be happy. Matter of fact, when this video goes up tomorrow, you can put it underneath, and I'll find it if you'd like to do it that way. That way, like I said, we can work on an idea for maybe a live interactive class, or just talk art or whatever. I'm open. Like I said, just trying to work on things. But until then, I hope you have a very peaceful, blessed night, and I hope you have an amazing rest of your week. I love you. Much peace. Until next time.